Speaking
Ooh.
of collapsing empires, so I know that we've been hearing a lot about, like past couple of years, they've been talking about America's Pluto return as like a warning to this year. So many astrologers made predictions based on the USA Pluto return in 2022, but they were all wrong. Like I said, the actual Pluto return trigger point of the events happening and taking place, because there's always the buildup, right? Just like how they say any new moon, full moon, you'll feel the energies 2 days before and then 2 days after. Same concept, but on a bigger, larger spectrum. The actual Pluto return for the USA is in 2024 right now. So the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, of course. The orbital period of Pluto is 248 years. And so
Wow.
when you add 1776 plus 248, it equals 2024. So
Ooh.
um, basically, I'm going to go over some dates here that it's going to bring up. So let's see. Exact dates. So the American Pluto return is basically occurring all year throughout this year, but there's going to be some highlighted dates. So the first one was February 22nd, 2024. Then we had another one that actually just passed. July 16th was another um, prominent date. And then the next one will be December 30th. July 16th was last week, right? It was on
Yep.
Tuesday of last week.
Mm. Let's see. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. And I kind of want to look up all the stuff that happened on that specific day. But of course, we do also know that what happened the weekend before that, the
Oh,
attempt. But I'm
yeah.
curious to know what happened on that actual day, though. So I'll look at that. Um,
Interesting topic to explore.
yeah.
There's much happening just from that event that we're still continuously learning about, which is unnerving. So,
hmm
yeah.
So the Pluto aligns with fixed star Altair, which is currently at 2 degrees Aquarius. The Eagle star confers a bold, confident, valiant, unyielding, ambitious, and liberal nature, great and sudden but ephemeral wealth, and a position of command, and makes its natives guilty of bloodshed. The native can become a mischief maker. Negatively, it creates disgrace, misfortune, and possible ruin. Constellation Aquila, I don't know. The eagle gives great imagination, strong passions, indomitable will, a dominating character, influence over others, clairvoyance, a keen penetrating mind, and an ability for chemical research. In mundane astrology, it rules the USA, space exploration, bombs, missiles, and drones. So most empires last about 248 years. And if they do survive their Pluto return, they undergo a dramatic transformation. The American government has become corrupted, as we know, and weakened by greedy, selfish lobby groups and endless wars, extreme polarization, extreme violence, extreme disparity, and extreme solutions. So that's basically the summary of that. I didn't want to go too much in depth because then that would be a lot to cover, but um, now we know that right now is officially the time that we are going through the United States Pluto return. And it said if the empire survives its Pluto return, because it says, it makes sense, like the Roman Empire, any other big empire, 248 years cycle of existence makes sense.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Feel it, especially if you're in the States or maybe even around the world, because America has a huge global influence too. So I'm sure it's kind of like a tidal wave
oh,
uh,
yeah.
that you can feel like in the air. It's like there's a tension, it almost, it's strange because sometimes it seems very certain of what will transpire, and then other times you're like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of a interesting situation because there's so many things that just happen simultaneously, like back to back to back, that we haven't seen in our lifetime. It's almost unprecedented.
Mhm.
um it's kind of like jarring sometimes to like take it all in. The news can be really stressful just to watch current events, like, oh my god, now what,
Yeah.
once you've already dealt with something and like you're all right, we're sailing again, we're smooth, like there's another bumpy wave just right around the corner. That's exactly what it feels like right now.
Oh, I know. Like, even more things just keep getting more and more uncertain as time goes. Um, but, in a way, it's for me, even though it is very stressful and it's crazy to live in these, chaotic times, I there's points where I will get worked up about it, but I'm still thankfully, I still live like my normal life without like worry. It's not like it definitely doesn't turn me into some hypochondriac or agoraphobic or, isolated or completely scared of going outside. And for some people, it could make them that way. And so I get it. I get why some people can't handle it. Honestly, I think that that could be why people can be so easily manipulated and become hive mind because they would be those types that would end up having fear of going outside if they knew the truths of things, because then they would know the truths, and they the truths that are not very well known, but it's more popular to just live in ignorance and just follow whatever trends. And who sets the trend? Who sets the what's popular? It's Hollywood, it's fashion, it's all the things that people soak up on a daily basis on in the masses through Netflix, through TV, through movies. We're all like, we have so many things to brainwash us into what to find cool, and how to socialize, and what type of stance should we make, what's the most popular stance so that we all fit in. Does everyone did ev- like, I'll use an example, like, for me, this applies to me because I'm not trying to say that I'm like in any way, shape, or form, like, I'll just make an example. So, you know how I never watch shows? I'm not one to watch shows, so I never know what's popular. But then everywhere I go, like, everyone watches the same shows. So they'll start talking about, "Oh, did you see this part?" And they'll have their conversation, and I'm just kind of like, I have no idea what's going on. So, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because majority of the time, people will always watch the same shows because that's the same thing displaying to everybody on Netflix. They're going to see the same setup. They're going to see the same thing in front of them, and then they'll pick it, because it's the most popular and most
Oh
viewed.
yeah.
And so that's kind of that's a that is a little example of what I would say they would use. It's that same format, right?
I think just the way society has gone lately, since COVID especially, it's just been like a shit show. It's hard
Mhm.
to trust, hard to like find common ground because people are very defensive now. They're not open to like logically discussing things. Everyone's really like, aggressive, or it's easily agitated or easily offended.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. It's
Society
like,
has changed.
well, you know what I think it is, because for so long, we were taught never talk about politics and never talk about religion. We grew up being told that, to stay away from time out. So why is it? How come? Now we ask the question, but why? Okay, yeah, sure. Maybe it could, bring up a lot of different opposing views. You're gonna hear a lot of differing perceptions if you do that. But what's wrong with that? Um why are we avoiding that? Like, why can't we still have those conversations, but in a you
Complex
know
way.
yeah, civilized way?
don't know, like also related to the Elon Musk story we were initially talking about. He did you see on the news where he just pulled out his companies from California, like
Yeah.
SpaceX? And that's the thing too, like politics has consequence, you know, like what you're going to be believing in your belief system, if someone else doesn't agree with that, or if it's so extreme and there's not really much balance or harmony to what's happening, people don't want to be complicit in that mindset. And if they don't agree, then you're going to have to suffer a loss now of people losing tons of jobs, you know,
Mhm.
because you have choice now. You know, people are starting to exercise their choice and not go along with it
Well,
anymore, you know,
that's how it
and
should
make
be, yeah, yeah.
sense, which is good because
Mhm,
you need that opposition to kind of have like more middle ground and have more awareness overall. Like, wow, why did they just do that move? Maybe I should look into this further. Maybe I don't know as much as I think about this particular subject. Maybe it's
mhm.
not as good as I thought it was. You know, it should start igniting like more critical thinking,
Yes.
and people just get upset without, like, it's like a blind rage where they don't really take the time to like dig through the issues. And I
Yeah,
think,
exactly. But I did wanna just I found some stuff on, what happened on July 16th, particularly on or specifically on, July 16th here, just a couple. So I guess, um, the Washington Post said President Biden is finalizing plans to endorse major changes to the Supreme Court in the coming weeks, including proposals for legislation to establish term limits for the justices and an enforceable ethics code according show more oh wait, hold on. Okay. Yeah. I would have to look into that a little bit further because I do like term limits, but at the same time, they like to put in a lot more in there that they leave out that they're really also including in that. Then there was another one. Elon Musk has just announced that due to Governor Gavin Newsom signing the AB 1955, which bans schools from making rules requiring parental notification if a child identifies as transgender, among other laws. So there's other things that were included in that too that we don't know. SpaceX will move its headquarters from California and go elsewhere. That was the one you were talking about. And then the third and last one, everyone needs to see this photo to appreciate what the fuck? Oh, I guess it's a photo that you have to see, but
ooh, let's see it.
it doesn't even have the photo though. The fuck is that? Tactical photo?
Oh, is it
Oh,
regarding
it was one of those photos at a different vantage point to the attempt that
mm,
happened. Yeah.
a very
So
interesting
it doesn't even
conversation?
show the video, or it doesn't even show the photo though, which is weird. But
Yeah, there's so much coming out about that whole situation.